Bow chicka wow wow. Do I need to do I need to come in like that?
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Let me turn my camera on here. We always missing one Indian around here. Always. Where is she at? Always missing one of our Mohicans. Always the last Mohican to show up.
Mm-hmm. Where'd she go at that quick though? Oh, there she go.
Oh, there she goes. What you mugging us for?
I know. Wait a minute. Why it looked like her face got frozen? That was the same look she had when she disappeared.
We can't hear you. We
Y'all
can't hear
talking
you.
about me like I'm not here.
No, we talking about
there
you
you
like
are.
you are here. That's when you're supposed to talk about somebody. Oh, look at the face.
Right? Can you please follow the Donnie Glover rule and move your camera down, please? There you go. Gotta be mindful. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Frontline News, where we bring you news and conversations from the front lines of America and beyond. We have an exciting show for you tonight. We're going to really get into the discussion. We're titling this "Success Snuff Short." The trials and tribulations of living in a city plagued with violence. Too many times we're hearing these horror stories, and we have some stories again coming out of a violent weekend to share with the family, in reference to those who have, taken up, the baton to go out there and try to do something different in our city, invest in our city, create jobs and opportunities in our cities, maybe have a family in our city. And too many times we're watching, as they're being taken way too soon from us. And we're losing them in this 300 homicide number game every year. Many of these folks are not a number. They are a name. And they have families. They have loved ones. And they're watching. Yeah. And they're watching their successes in life being snuffed from them, being taken from them way too short. So before we get into conversation, I am DJ J-Rod, known also as Brother Jason on the streets. I am just one of your amazing hosts here with me tonight, this evening. On the screen already, joining us, prompt, always there on time. I'm going to call out tardiness, but always there on time.
When she's there.
I apologize.
I apologize. I haven't been able to be a part of, been a lot of things going on, but I'm excited for the show and I'm excited to be here.
Family, give it up for my dear sister, someone who I consider to be, like my sister from another mother, Donna Tebron Green. Good evening, my sister.
Woo! Hey, J Rod, Jason, DJ J Rock, the everything that Hey, Jason.
What's going on, family? And I'm getting my stuff set up here, right? I got my DJ controller in the back of me, got my little speakers set up. Eventually, I am going to come on with the ones and twos on here and bring us in on every show with a little quick ones and twos going on there. So
I know that's right. We can start with a lot of music. I like that.
That's right. We're gonna turn it up a little bit around here. Without further ado, well, actually, she's disappeared on me again, so we'll wait for her to come back on. But I guess we'll go ahead and move forward with our other co-host for this evening. Someone that I really consider to be truly a youth leader, someone that is an amazing father. Someone who I really have learned to respect in our organization, who always takes the charge and wants to be involved in helping our community. Family, one of Baltimore's greatest rappers, greatest lyricist, Deron Hill. You with us tonight? Get them. Man, I thought at least the greatest lyricist of Baltimore City would have got you, to come up.
I know. Wait a minute. He might be doing something with his camera.
There it is.
There I go. Jesus. I'm like, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
You're only audio.
Always audio.
Yeah, man. I'm too pretty. Well, I'm not pretty right now.
Ah, well, you know, we
He
need to
feels
see your face.
pretty.
I don't feel
So
that pretty
pretty.
myself.
Listen, if you look at me
Don't
right
see
now,
this.
you ain't gonna listen. Nah, listen, it's worse. If you look at me right now, you gonna be like, I
Ain't
look
nothing a
like
little powder can't help. Ain't nothing a little powder. Little
the
powder.
powder. I'm a grown man. I can't use no powder.
That little powder. If
I
you're
look
not
like
feeling your
listen.
pussies,
I was knocked.
tell him, Jason. If you're
I
not
was
feeling his
knocked
pussy,
out.
then
Listen, my nephew came in here like, "Are you on?" I was like,
oh,
I was like, "Oh snap!" I look like Lil Monkey right now.
oh, you've been the monkey all your life.
Nah. At least I was.
Mm.
At first, they used to say I look like a girl, and then
Mm.
I would ask them, "I'm a pretty girl." You get what I'm saying? Like as of like right now,
That little monkey
So
girl,
now
little
she
monkey,
said you was a monkey, so you a pretty monkey. I mean,
little monkey
nah,
girl,
I'm
little
not. I'm
monkey
not.
girl.
Not a
she
monkey
said
girl.
a little monkey
Yeah.
girl.
Hey, Donna, certified life
Oh, wait a
coach.
minute. Let me watch what I'm saying because people will take that like it's racist. No,
Yeah,
everybody got to
yeah.
understand. He
Oh
had them
Lord,
big
Nah,
old
there you go. You
ears.
don't call him a
no,
monkey,
I didn't have.
Jason, he
I
Donna.
had
had
the smallest
listen.
ears.
Listen before they try to take it out context. Like it's not because he's a little black boy. It's because he had them ears like this,
You
and
know
Nah,
when he was
better
nah.
here
quiet, he did like this.
on
Uh-uh.
BlackUSA.news. You know better be perpetuating that stereotyping and racism around here.
See, no, they gotta
Nah.
understand the reason behind the name. It's like
I just met her yesterday during a
So you don't even
meeting.
know her. You don't
Yeah,
even
I
know
don't
her.
even know her.
I got the pictures.
I don't know what she talking about. What picture?
Mhm.
She must have got them from somebody that got them from
We was
somebody.
talking about this earlier. You don't want to start bringing out those pictures of like, you and the diaper running around, hanging to the
Whoa,
Devon, no,
floor.
I got
You
him,
know,
Jason. You know I
whoa.
do.
Hold on. Relax.
the shared baths.
Now,
With all the cousins in the
wait.
baths together. You
Listen,
know,
listen, when I was young, it was like 3, 4 of us. We better not have been 4 people in that tub.
It wasn't listen, it wasn't happening because Devon was in the tub by himself.
Yeah,
You
there
know,
we
these
go.
was they was hefty kids. They said, Ray Ray was a little hefty at one time too. So they couldn't share no tub. The only one they had drowned Darius. Poor thing, he was always been skinny.
Yeah. That's has always been a Twizzler.
He always looked like
wow.
he looked like he was bullied all his life. They took
Yeah,
all his food, Jason.
yeah.
Camera
Listen.
down.
Oh look, we got it in. Okay.
Yeah, and last but not least, maybe late
Save
for
the
the
best for
party,
the best.
but she's always hardy. So, family, let's
And
give it
that
up
on
for
time.
she's always hardy.
It's
I had
always
to find
hard.
something that rhymes. I mean, she's
Gone,
always
Ron.
she's always late, an amazing date. I don't know. I mean, what am I supposed to say?
Amazing
That's-
day.
Come on, Yolanda, are you
Please
muted?
don't put me and Hardy in the same sentence. Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
What about you and Hardee's?
Mm.
Oh, Hardy's.
Look,
oh, look, there goes.
Oh,
We got the meat.
Wait, that's
Ah.
Arby's.
that's Arby's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Arby's got the
What
meat.
does Hardee's have anymore? I know they used to have good chicken.
I've never even had it.
no,
They
that
used
was
to have good fried chicken.
No,
Hardee's
that
did
was
have good fried chicken.
Hardy's. No, I
Yeah.
think it was.
They did have fried chicken at one time.
Yeah, they had fried chicken at one time.
You
They
know
were
what
like
I remember
Wendy's.
about Hardy's? Know what I remember about Hardy's?
Hmm.
The Smurf glasses.
Huh?
The Smurf glass. The
The
Smurf glasses.
Oh,
Drinking
like
glasses. We used to,
yeah, like
we used to
McDonald's,
collect
they
all the
gave away
Smurf
the glasses.
Mhm. And look, we need to sign a petition, right? Wendy's needs to bring back their fried chicken. I miss me some Wendy's fried chicken.
Yeah, Wendy's did have some good fried chicken with them biscuits.
Yeah, the biscuits. Yeah. So look, family, before we get too deep in the menu for the night, because I'm starting to get hungry here. Of course, always we got to kind of do some housekeeping. First, we got to give a shout out to BlackUSA.news and the whole Be More News team. Donnie Glover, home of the original Black Wall Street series, and the Joe Mans Award. Got to thank Donnie for giving us this opportunity, this platform to be able to come and have these conversations with you. It's also being brought to you by People Empowered by the Struggle, which is our nonprofit, our 50c3 nonprofit organization. We are certified, registered, and in good standing with the state of Maryland and the federal government. Knock on wood there. Don't want to jinx ourselves. But we do need your support. One thing that we pride ourselves in is that we don't do anything in reference to showcasing or highlighting or taking someone's impoverishment and trying to showcase it on social media. Too many of us do that. We take people's pain and we have a tendency to want to go live, with the homeless man sleeping on the grate and then ask you for money. We're a little bit different. Understand that we literally help thousands of families. Even today, we continue to get phone calls every day in reference to help and support, whether you're dealing with housing issues, domestic violence, life coaching, you name it. Whether you're on the ledge and don't know what to do and are thinking about jumping off that ledge, give us a call. People Empowered by the Struggle. Allow us to help you to navigate through whatever your struggles may be. We are a 24-hour operation. We don't take off for our birthday, your birthday, nor Jesus' birthday. Jesus' birthday coming up. We won't be taking off for it. If we get a phone call on Christmas Eve.
That's a questionable date. We ain't going there.
Well, we know that. Look. Do I gotta be politically correct?
On that.
It's just look. It's just like earlier today we were talking about not saying Merry Christmas or not saying Happy Holiday and stuff like saying Happy Holiday instead. Do we always have to be so politically correct? Merry Christmas, everybody. But no, again, with the Lord and Savior Day, we don't take off for the Lord and Savior Day. We don't take off even for Sunday, which folks say that's the Sabbath. We don't even take off for Sunday. And at least God took off for Sunday when he created the universe. So, but again, if you need us, give us a call. We are a 24-hour operation. You could also reach out to us by email if you need to, pebts.org@gmail.com, or visit us on the web. Go online, check us out on our website. Again, you will not find a bunch of photos of folks dealing with their pain and impoverishment on our website. You will not see that. That's something that we don't do. We don't believe in poverty pimping. And again, we could use your support. If you'd like to donate to our cause, donate to our organization. It is PEBTS 2020 $PEBTS 2020. We'll take anything. We do most of this on our own. We do this out of our own sweat equity. We do this out of everybody here works and hustles and does something in the process to try to keep the organization running. We are in need of donations. We can't do this by ourselves. We definitely need your support. So we're asking, if you could donate anything, everything that you donate, understand, is going to go directly to the streets, directly to those who are in need, directly to those families that are dealing with their everyday life struggles. So we appreciate whatever you can contribute to help us because we've been managing this for the longest on our own little shoestring budget that we have. But we've been making it work. No family has fallen.
Got a shoestring?
It's a broken thread.
Got a shoestring?
It's a broken thread. He's talking about a thread, broken thread.
More like a little teeny thread. But again,
the pop.
You'd be amazed that here it is. Baltimore City, has a multi-billion-dollar budget. And here it is. We do it again sometimes with no pennies at all. And we manage to help families every day in our organization. But we could do more. We could do better. We could help way more families if we had the support, your financial support to do so. So again, if you can, anything will do, from $1, all the way up. And it is tax deductible. So if you need to get a receipt from us in reference to your donation, make sure you reach out to us. We will make sure you get a receipt so that you can deduct it on your 2023 taxes, right? Or 2022 taxes.
2022.
2022 taxes. Thank you, my financial guru. So without further ado.
Wait a minute, can I say something before
No, I can't.
Can I say something real quick?
Oh, sure. Still on the same lines of this, or sure. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Y'all don't find that strange?
What?
That we help families with our bare knuckles. No money at all. Like, we are people empowered by the struggle, and we are also in a struggle ourselves. Yeah, we can find solutions and everything. but people that are paid to do these jobs, like literally paid,
Yeah.
salary, can't seem to get the job done.
Yeah, that's how they are. But
Yeah.
I want to pay. I want to pay. I have to give an apology to Donnie Glover, because his event was on Saturday, and I take full hit for that, Donnie. That I told my team that it was the 18th instead of Saturday, because I don't know if I forgot, or I just got the date mixed up. But we love you so much, and I do apologize on behalf of people empowered by the struggle that we were not there to support your event. But I can tell you one for certain and two for sure: it'll never happen again. Love you, Donnie.
Yeah, I tell
Love
you
you,
what,
Johnny.
we're gonna put her in a headlock for you, like she put Brandon in a headlock. We're gonna put her
You,
in a
you know
headlock
what, Jason?
and
Never
give her a
cheated,
noogie.
Yolanda, though. That was real
Mhm.
big. She,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
yeah.
saying about accountability. She didn't try to point the fingers, and and the next step is to do a little better. Put it in your calendar and send us invites.
Mm.
Send it to me, and I'll put it in the calendar and send everybody invites. I told you
I
everything.
definitely should have did that.
Everything have to hit my calendar. Everything,
Mm.
everything.
Hey,
Thank you,
Mr. Brooks,
Mr.
how
Peter
are
Brooks.
you?
Yes, thank you, sir. Yes, and we do all love Donnie, and we appreciate what Donnie. Actually, also, I forget how many years Donnie's going to kill me on this, because I used to know this, I used to follow this, but Be More News actually just celebrated an anniversary as well, and it's truly becoming an icon in Baltimore City. For its consistency, longevity, and just excellence in reporting. So. Donnie, we love you, and hats off to the whole Be More News team. Congratulations on your anniversary. I'm going to try to see if I can remember exactly how many years it's been, but I apologize again. But so family, let's get right into this. So, we've had another violent weekend here in Baltimore City, and what's kind of disturbed me more is the stories behind these numbers. They're not just homicide numbers. I just want to go through it really quick. I'm going to go through some of these really quick, and then I want the panel to jump in on this. But so far to date, we're at 320 homicides. We're one over last year's number. And looking at the rate that we're going, we are destined to beat last year's number. I think the most disturbing story that has come before us this weekend, unfortunately, is the story of a young man, 24 years old, just became a real estate licensed young man, decided that he wanted to invest in his community, purchase properties within Baltimore City and invest them. And turns out that in the process of him inspecting the property, just doing a walkthrough of the property over the weekend, he was shot in the shoulder, and he was shot in the head. I want to just give me 1 second here while I pull this up, because this is really starting to become an issue, because here it is, someone who took the time out to learn a process, to learn a skill set, and then wanted to put that skill set to use here in the city. Didn't want to take it outside, didn't want to leave Baltimore City like he could have, but he decided to invest here in Baltimore City. Now, his name was
Where we
Jalil.
need where we need properties.
Correct, where we need the investment. Jalil
Mhm.
George was his name, 24. He also had a partner, and I know his partner is devastated right now, because sometimes you get those like-minded heads together, and it's like, yeah, let's tackle this city,
It's a
let's
click.
change this city,
Yep.
right? I had a similar story. I'm going to share it later. I had a similar story of someone who wanted to invest in the city, and his life got cut short during Freddie Gray. But we hear this too many times. Just recently, a 19-year-old woman by the name of Jamia Burrell lost her life. 19 years old, pregnant, getting ready to have a child. Supposed to be one of the greatest moments of your life, having a child. My daughter just had a child. Shout out to my daughter, Annika. She just had a beautiful, bouncing, bubbly baby boy in
Oh,
Arizona.
congratulations, Grandpa.
Yeah, I'm proud. I'm a proud. But when I think about all the joy that I could see in her face, holding that child, the experiences that I've watched, over her having labor, and her could, not be, she was so ready and anticipating to be a mother, and to understand that this 19-year-old woman, Jemiah
And
Burrell,
two generations wiped out. Two.
instantly. Another particular situation, Merville High School student, Jeremiah Brogdon, 17 years old. This is supposed to be the greatest years of high school. You're supposed to be worrying about your prom, who your prom date is, your SATs and final scores, where you're going to go to college at. This is supposed to be the most funnest time in your life. I know it was for me during that time. But instead, here it is, 17 years old, snuffed out. And later that night, not in Baltimore City, but in Baltimore County in Milford Mill, there was a 14-year-old shot during a football game. So this is starting to become a pattern. Just recently, the Park Heights community had they're calling for a town hall after 4 people within 24-hour period. This is just recently. Four folks within a 24-hour period was murdered. I'm going to go through this real quick because, again, we have to call these folks names. They're not just 300 homicides. Jalil George, Travis Miles, Amari Burris, and Rashad Hall, all murdered. Rashad was the oldest, 32. Amari was 20. Travis TRVAZ. Travaz was 25, and of course Jalil George was 24.
And how close does it hit home? It affected somebody that's on our board directly, a family member.
I was waiting for him to say that.
Matter of fact, Yolanda, can you expound on that? Because our family, people empowered by the struggle, is grieving right now, especially because one of our members was directly affected by what just took place recently. Yo-Yo?
Yeah, so basically we get the phone call. I got the phone call this later this week that one of our own Trina cousin was actually one of the ones that I think people getting the 2 stories collided together. It was actually 2 that was found shot dead in the house in Park Heights. Trina, that girl that's on our team, her cousin was found shot in the head while he was still on his video game when his best friend kicked the door open and found him. So we want to give our condolences and our prayers that passes all peace that surpasses all of our understanding to Trina and her family, because she's our family too.
Yeah.
And now I'm hurt.
Yeah. What I'm showing you, family, on the screen right now is the Baltimore City homicide map. And one of the things that, is talked about a lot, Donna, is the black butterfly. And year after year, we still see the black butterfly. It almost looks like the butterfly's wings on the Baltimore City map, where all the homicides, stabbings, shootings, murders are taking place at. Looks like a butterfly's wings, right? 2 butterfly wings. And we call it the black butterfly because the neighborhoods that you see that really make up the wings itself, the wingspan, are Black communities. So this is the black butterfly, right? And what you have is the L.
The L in the butterfly.
Correct. And what you have is the L in the middle. If you go straight down the middle, which is down York Road, and then you cut over into areas like Fells Point and Canton and areas like that, you see very little in reference to homicides. You see very little dots in those areas. But what you do see, and I'll see if y'all can see this. So so you have the black butterfly, which are the 2 wingspans, and then you have the white L, which, if you go straight down the middle, there's barely any crimes in this community and these areas, off of the York Road corridor. And then, of course, going over into East Point area, Dundalk, going into those areas, you see that as well. Violence doesn't seem to permeate as much in those communities. And if I was to pull up the map so this is the map from actually 2022. Here's the map from 2021. I mean, it almost looks the same way in reference to the Black
Same
Butterfly
areas.
Wings, same areas, so we know where these homicides are happening. We
Can
know
you show us the
where.
2020 map?
And here's the 20. This is the 2020 map. So here's the 2020 map.
Same areas.
Same areas. So statistically, we have all the information to know exactly where the hot spots are. At one time, someone used to say all the time, they know exactly how many folks are coming home and what zip codes they're coming home from being formerly incarcerated. They know exactly where, most of these violent acts are being committed at. So you would think that there would be a more focused attention in these zip codes where we know the highest rate of incarceration, the highest rate of shootings and homicide, the highest rates of ODs. That's something that we haven't talked about, because year over year, Baltimore struggles with over 1,000 what they call and they call it intoxicated deaths. Over intoxicated deaths. So you get 1,000 of those every year of folks dying on fentanyl and dying from drugs on the streets in Baltimore City. So, when you add it all up, we are beyond a city in crisis. We are a city that, it's a possibility.
We are sitting in silence, though.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I'm glad that, we're having this topic, because everybody want to point a finger and try, the only way that we'll be able to figure it out is when we look back at us, because everybody, we're all a part of this cycle of trauma. We're all a part of it, whether we're the ones to shooting the gun, whether we're the ones that know the person that's shooting the gun, whether we're it's like we all take a part of that in this history of silence, when we choose not to even say nothing to the people that we know has involvement. And then we want them. And then the first thing we say is it's not our job. We don't want nobody to talk about it until it affects us directly. We got to get out of that. Mm-hmm. We have to get out of that. Mm-hmm. Because we're not protecting our babies and our seniors at this point.
Yeah. And by the time it does affect us at that level, we're ready for revenge. We're
ready for
exactly vigilante justice. We ain't trying to do things the sensible way, and it perpetuates that cycle more and more. Mm-hmm. You killed my cousin, I'm gonna kill your daughter. I'm gonna kill your sister. I'm kill your mother.
I owe you that death, and then it's another cycle, because somebody else's family is going through the same exact trauma. Somebody else is locked up. Somebody else is dead. Somebody else is crippled. Somebody else cannot contribute to their children growing up. Somebody else's family is now broken. Like it's all we don't have any unity in our community at all.
The problem that I have is when we're talking about, crime statistics and data, and, we're walking around patting our back, talking about, certain things. These people are more than data. They're more than statistics. They are somebody's family members. They're somebody's father's children. Yeah, and they have a name. So for them to reclassify certain murders because you don't want the numbers to look more than what it is, that's very disrespectful to the individuals who lost their life. I don't appreciate it. I don't like it. But I have a picture for you, Jason.
Yolanda, when they do that, it's like hitting data. And look what happened to the Black communities about hitting data. If you don't talk about it, you don't see pictures, everybody forget about it. And that's what they want you to do. They want you to forget about it. You put a name on it, then you attach that, it's like, don't nobody want to talk about it. You literally have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Right. And see,
we can no longer continue to do the same thing all the time. We can't do that, because if it hasn't affected you thus far, it will.
It's going to. And that's what I was going to say. From what I've watched over many years of experiencing this, decades of experiencing this, no neighborhood is exempt from it. It doesn't matter. This year, prime example, the Cherry Hill community really got hit. Especially when you look at the rap community, because we had Lonnie the Goat get killed up in Cherry Hill earlier this year. Everybody knows that, there's so many folks within the rap community that have been trying to make it out of Baltimore City. And it seems like, that crab in the barrel mentality. Before we could reach out and go national and get that big time record deal, we got to worry about the streets first taking us out. We ain't got to worry about the competition. We ain't got to worry about the hot demo
You
tape.
gotta worry
We
about
ain't
your
got to worry
brother,
about
your homeboy, and unfortunately, your neighborhood or your hood get upset because you move away. But what else can you do? I mean, by what you've seen thus far, do they really show you love? Are they really there for you? Or
Well, I say
are they
that,
willing to put you on a t-shirt, say rest in peace, and keep it moving?
and you know what? That thing is such the norm is unreal. Slow singing, flower bringing, putting babies on the front of a t-shirt. I can't get used to that. I will not wear those. I cannot wear those shirts. I will not do that because that's memorializing, and I just feel like it's a little bit disrespectful.
But Yolanda, I'm sorry, but furthermore, instead of paying all that money for them t-shirts, how about you put that money in a donation or something to the children that they don't have, that that lost a parent? Like, we don't think about them $20-$40 shirts or t-shirts when it comes down, because don't nobody think about those people that the family member that laid down, and the family members in the really close ones. It's the only ones that really think about this year after year, birthday after birthday, anniversary after anniversary. Nobody thinks about that, but they think that they done did something in honor of the deceased by wearing their face on a t-shirt. How does that make sense to us?
Well, I told y'all just a few months ago I was working. I actually was working for a while at Maryland Live, and I knew that this particular family that was walking through the casino was from Baltimore City. Matter of fact, I stopped and had a conversation with them. The reason why I knew was because they all came in with their loved ones' t-shirts with the wings and the doves and all that on there. And you could tell it was fresh. So the death was fresh. The death was of this year. And it's unfortunate that when we see each other, we can kind of identify these things about each other. Like I said, I was able to identify they're from Baltimore City out in the county. I know they're from Baltimore City because you're not having these type of t-shirts out in the county. This is a city thing.
Yeah, but it's one thing that Donna says.
Yeah, but they done made it a county thing. It's like overall, people know how to make the money doing it, and they go on your sympathy, and you're hurt, and they sell you these expensive t-shirts that if you wash it one time, the color is gone. Like, they like, what kind of memory is that for somebody that's deceased?
No, but Donna,
I don't want my face on no t-shirt. Don't do it.
Yeah.
You remember what you told us about the we associate flowers with death instead of birth and weddings and, things of joy. They used to be that way back in the day, but now we have more funeral homes, more churches and bars on every corner, and nobody's going in to get a child baptized, and nobody's going in to celebrate life. Nobody is going in to celebrate marriage. I want to know in a younger Generation Z and the one before that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take it all the way back up to Deron and them generations. How many weddings have they actually been to? Donna, when we was little, we stayed at somebody's wedding. Whether we was making fun of the cousins that was falling all over the place in their dresses, but we had fun doing it, and we knew
the drunken uncle at the
but we also Yolanda, we also at the time had events. We had we had family gatherings. It's a lot of things that stopped. Because everybody had to work. Everybody,
right.
Yeah, but we didn't have to do family reunions because we had a cookout every holiday at my grandmother's sister's house.
Amen. Yeah.
Oh, Dawn, I also want to give our condolences to Robert Kelly, David's best friend, who passed away. I heard it on radio yesterday. Yeah.
It's been a rough weekend with the news and information that's been coming out.
And I didn't
in our
connect the
community.
dots. I didn't connect the dots until I heard Pumphrey. You said Robert Kelly and Pumphrey.
And what's crazy? I used to do his taxes. Like, David had brought him up there. That's one of our cousin best friends. Like, David had brought him up there, introduced him to me.
Brothers.
Yeah, and it's crazy because Pumphrey, they lost the real one. They lost the real one. That was a stand-up dude.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
I wanted to just I wanted to tag Deron in on this because again, talking about the rap community, Baltimore's rap community has suffered many losses. Some great talents have been lost in the city. And one of the ones I keep thinking of right now is little Scooter, you know, coming from a basketball charity game, you know, gets shot up in his vehicle a dozen times. Like, you know, these are the tragic stories again. And this is somebody that, again, who may not have necessarily gone mainstream, but with the efforts that he did put together
Was
with his
on his
talent,
way.
was on his way and was helping the community by having a charity basketball game to help the youth and to stop this cycle of violence in this city. And I want to really go to Deron on this because Deron is of that younger age group. And I know that, you know, for many of us older folks, we've heard the younger folks say, man, I don't even know if I'm going to live tomorrow, man. I ain't looking for no future. I ain't worried about no future. You know, I'm worried about today because I may not survive, you know, tonight, you know, so they're out here in some cases grinding hard. You know, in many cases, they're willing to take a life and be judged by 12 than to be carried by 6. So, Deron, I mean, what do you take on this whole violence?
You mean
in our
carried by
city?
6 and not judged by 12? Because that's the way they live in life. Yeah.
Correct. Deron, what do you think about all of this? You know, this violence and what is the mindset, you know, in the streets, you know, from our young folks?
I mean, it's like discouraging. You get what I'm saying? Like trying to be not even just a rapper, just like, you know, just trying to be something different than, you know, what you see is heartbreaking, and it's hard as hell. You get what I'm saying? Like, just based off the simple fact that when you have people cheering you on, you also got people that don't want to see you make it as far as you can make it, because everybody wants to be the one. Everybody wants to be the one that put Baltimore on. So as far as the music scene, that's why I never, like, at first, you know, like years ago, I was like, yeah, man, I want to be a rapper. You know, I want to look out for my city and I want to do this, that, and the third. But at the same time, it was just like the attention that come with it, the envy that come with it, and you don't know where it's coming from. Like,
Remember Nothing for Free?
yeah, Nothing for Free was like, that was a
That was
thing. And
their
it was,
rap group, Jason.
yeah,
That was their rap group, Nothing for Free.
yeah,
Wow.
and it was, we were making moves, and then us making moves, you get what I'm saying? Like, certain people started displaying themselves, and it's like damn, ho. I'm glad we didn't get too far now, because if we'd have got too far, who knows what would have happened to and one of us.
Devon, I got a question though. I want to add. I want you to try to I don't know. Try okay, so every time I turn around, I see another rapper from our city, somebody else's city, it doesn't matter. Another rapper done got killed. Like, is this something going on that I need to know about? Like, what like every time, I mean, almost every day, there's a known rapper from, you know, it don't have to be known all over the world, but locally known. And a lot of times when they locally known, it hurts the kids in the community. So, like, what's going on that don't nobody,
especially
like,
Takeoff? Like, I don't think nobody expected, you know, something to happen to Takeoff. Like, out of all the members of the Amigos, like he was the gentle one. He was the gentle beast. You know what I mean? He wasn't the one that you would think that anything would happen to. He wasn't rowdy. You know, he wasn't about it like that. You know
so
what I mean?
what's going on in the rap world? Like, did that discourage you from wanting to even be in that life? Like, because it would discourage me.
Yeah, so, you know, like, you have to watch what circles you place yourself in. You get what I'm saying? But a lot of these dudes, like, if a lot of these dudes have been out of the hood for X amount of years. You get what I'm saying? And they still try to have them roots. Like, sometimes when you outgrow particular people and places, you have to stay there. You get what I'm saying? Like, you have to stay outgrown from them. But in a lot of the situations, we find ourselves trying to dip back in and bring people up. But sometimes, you know, like, not even sometimes, God is always removing and revealing, especially when you ask for it. You get what I'm saying? So as soon as you try to dip back, your blessings, you know, they start disappearing, and you wondering why. But it's because you are bringing along people that weren't supposed to go with you.
You better
preach. What I'm saying? Like, and you are literally
live from South Africa. Wait a minute.
Yeah, like so you are literally like it's bad. Like it's bad. Like trying to be just a rapper or just something in music, you have to be careful.
Hmm.
Like, it's one of the most dangerous jobs. And it's not because like any at any given moment, anything can happen. You can make it and then be on stage and you know somebody could take your life while you're on stage. Like you
Hmm.
are rapping in front of a ton of people. Like it's hard. It's heartbreaking
And
because
it feels like the rap game likes disrespect. Like it's like people like drama. So the more disrespectful your music is, the more. And then you tend to be offensive to somebody, or somebody take it personally. Then it's like instead of it being a PR type of move, then you make it, oh, it's my city against your city, my hood. No, 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 no,
or
no.
even down to, you know, if I'm a conscious rapper and Jason's a conscious rapper, it's like, oh, okay, like rap is definitely a sport. Don't get me wrong. But
Hmm.
instead of people saying, I wonder how that song would sound together, people go, man, huh, man, if they was the if Jason was the diss him and he was the diss Jason, like which one would win? And you know,
And
like I
not
said, it's a
only
sport,
that,
it's
F
a competitive
yo,
sport.
because I could have done it better.
Yeah,
But
like
do
that
it.
mind frame of it's listen, that's why I tell people, I even tell my cousin Darius, like, listen, I don't want to make money off music. I enjoy it for the sport. I enjoy it as a hobby. I enjoy it because I'm very good at it. At least I like to think. But it's a lot of
Mhm.
people that don't like my music, and that's fine. I'm not gonna beef with you over what you don't like. That's fine.
Yeah,
You know?
because we're not everybody cup of tea, but you're a strong cup of vodka. Like there you go.
Yeah. And people are like people hate, they hate to see you shine. They hate when you grinding. People want a shortcut. You get what I'm saying? Because you get clout when you kill a rapper. It's a lot. It's a lot. And it's just it's too much to deal with if you ask me. I just
Yeah,
rather not.
Like that hating ass Jason right about now.
these
Yeah,
days,
I just
Jason.
rather not.
These days, my top three are: I don't want to live in Baltimore City, I don't want to be a rapper, and I don't want to ride dirt bikes.
Yeah,
Because it
and
seems like it's always death there. Like it's
yeah,
like what is going
it
on?
travels in
Yeah.
those it travels in those particular circles.
That's why I stopped looking at social media because it's too much for me. It is
Yeah.
too much. It's like, like
Yeah.
everything that you're doing,
Yeah.
but as long as we stay silent, Yolanda, what you say about silence?
Silent is consent.
We all
Mhm.
consenting.
And I'm glad. I'm glad in many cases, that we're having this conversation because, like Donna said, too many times, folks are on the outside looking in and seeing these particular, fields, whether it's rap or, whether it's, in this particular situation, music industry in general. And we're looking at it and we're thinking that violence perpetuates around those particular industries, and it's not.
Mhm.
That's not the case. And what's crazy is though the insurance companies have now decided to take insurance out on these artists because they are so afraid for these
Jason, no,
artists.
no, no. Listen, they haven't started taking. They've been doing it. Now they're starting to report it.
Yeah, yeah,
Like they would buy their name, so they would have to buy their name back for a website. That's the type of stuff they've been doing.
yeah.
Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you something. If even just the common folk, if we would all get insurance, like life insurance,
The
Hmm.
life
we would
insurance company will be fighting. You won't be finding a bunch of dead black people because
that
they gonna
and
question. Their lawyers gonna come at
Hmm.
them throats. Like, wait a minute, I don't like you. Then not only become a statistic, you become on their report that doesn't
A
look good to their
liability. Yeah,
bosses.
yeah, yeah.
and then they start jumping down city leader throats, and then city leaders start jumping down police throats, and it's a trickle effect just like that. So maybe we need to look into
And
that.
then the family start jumping down their brother, sister, son, daughter throat
Hmm.
because we all are involved in this. Like we can't take one part. Like everybody is involved in this. We're all a part. We're all a
Right,
part of it. So if you're not
but
willing
since
to take
it's
that extra step to do something different, then you can't point the finger at somebody else that's not doing something different.
right, but instead they made it a business. and you know everybody gets paid off of crime insurance, including especially in Baltimore City, because I don't think that many people know. Everything in Baltimore City is high, even your car insurance, because of the violence. Because
The
I couldn't
food.
figure out, yeah, but I couldn't figure out for the life of me why my insurance had jumped up so high. And when I called them, and this one I had AAA, and I asked them, I said, "Why is my insurance? Why did my policy change when I went to go renew?" And he said, "Well, you know, everybody in Baltimore City insurance, policies went up."
A rate hike.
Mm-hmm.
I said,
Yeah, rate
I
hike.
said, "Why?" He said, "Because of crime." I said, "What do crime have to do with insurance?"
Oh, it has a lot to do with it when you have high rates of carjackings, high rates of auto thefts, high rates of home burglaries.
But
All
Maryland needs
that
to
goes
have
against the
insurance
insurance
like
company.
Maryland need to have insurance like Michigan. Like, you know, like if something, because unfortunately in a lot, I don't know what's going on, but a lot of people, I mean, I get it, a lot of people can't afford insurance, but you got a lot of theft, you got a lot of people driving somebody else's car, so you got people that's hitting you, keep going, and then that all affects your insurance. So I feel like it needs to be an at fault state. I think it's called at fault, whereas though if you have insurance, you go to your insurance company, you get it, you know, like if you don't have
Everybody
no,
pays out evenly.
everybody pays their own stuff. Like, yeah, like we need to have something like that in Maryland.
And unfortunately, the insurance companies are a strong lobbying arm here in Baltimore City, and we need
Oh
to
yeah, and
do.
they get you good too.
We need
Maryland
to
is
do a
one of them
show.
states.
We need to do a show one day on just the lobbying arm in Baltimore City and in the state of Maryland. You'll be surprised the type of organizations and companies, you know, that push and manipulate the politics in this city and in this state for the benefit of their own particular, you know, organizations or entities or business ventures. So, and one of the largest, you know, lobbyists happen to be that Maryland insurance
Yeah, but I need
agency.
black people to start going down into Annapolis and see who's lobbying against these things, like BG&E, like Comcast, their lobbying group,
Especially Comcast.
tobacco.
Comcast a bully. They about to go up.
What's interesting is that the pandemic made it more convenient and accessible for us to see these things. Now, you used to always still been able to go to the Maryland General Assembly's website and watch the hearings, but now you could actually partake in the hearings and be a part of it virtually now. I'm hoping that they still keep these same rules going into next year, but you could sign up to testify virtually. And in some cases, counter some of these arguments that some of these particular institutions, you know, are trying to present, you know, to our delegates and to our senators, and make sure that the people's voice is being heard. Too many times when I was in these committee hearings in Annapolis virtually, I didn't see a lot of us on there arguing the point of many of these issues. I argued in reference to child support this year. Last year, I argued in reference to the high of the maglev and bringing opportunities with the maglev. I testified on a numerous amount of bills, and I didn't see a lot of us stepping up to testify.
Do a lot
And
of us
that's what
know
we need
about
to
it though,
do.
Jason? Like, do a lot of us know about it? Do a lot of us know that that's the thing? You know, like, is there a listing of places? You know, like when they having something like that? Because unfortunately, it's ignorance to it. Like, you know, it's a lot of us don't know about it, including me.
We need to start posting it so people
and
and explaining the process.
I'm hoping that we will still be blessed with this opportunity and this platform, you know, come the start of the 90-day session. And we can, you know, do a quick briefing, you know, every Monday here, you know, on Frontline News, and inform the community as to what bills we really need to be paying close attention to. I can tell you that many of the other organizations and communities, whether it be the Jewish community, whether it be the Greek community, whether it be the Italian community, you name these different communities, whether it be folks coming from Yemen or other particular countries, Middle Eastern countries, you know, they are organizing and they are lobbying, even if it's not necessarily a business or like a venture, you know, a corporation lobbying. They're lobbying in reference to what their people need, whether it's a bill to stop drunken driving, whether it's a bill, you know, that makes their neighborhoods what they feel makes their neighborhood safer. They lobby and they testify in reference to these bills at these committee hearings. We have to step up and realize that it's more to just voting that is our civic duty. Voting is one aspect of it, but jury duty is something that we should be a part of. Making sure that we are looking at these bills every 90 days and being a part of the testimony on these bills so that the people's voice are heard. And in some cases, learning how to create or write a bill so that we can put together policy and legislation for our community, because that's how they operate. That's how everybody else operates.
So you said jury duty?
Yes, jury duty is part of our civic duty. When we're not understanding why, let me explain to you why that is.
Right.
That was great.
I get it. And many of us run away from it. But here's the deal. Let's say Jason gets locked up, all right, and I'm completely innocent, and I decide that my only way is not a bench trial, but my only way to get myself vindicated and to get myself, justice is to go before a jury. I want to hope that that jury is not made up of some other peers and is made up of the beautiful peers for which I see in front of me right now.
I don't trust black people. I don't trust them that much.
So Yolanda, and including to the ones that sit on the jury, because I want to say that affected our director of inmate affairs. Like, one of the jury members felt like they were tired of being there.
Right.
So, and I honestly feel like jury needs to be people that's trained in law, and get paid for being in that position. Like, we've
had this argument before,
people's
right?
lives on the line for people that don't understand what they actually doing, like, and don't want to be there. They're not making no money. They feel like, oh my God, I'm losing money for my real job. Like, imagine you sitting in front of somebody like that. Imagine that. That needs to be a paid position.
Right.
It needs to be.
You see what Mr. David just wrote. He said they would take busloads of people for what they want. We need to do the same.
Yeah.
When a bill comes up or an issue comes up, we need to be in them busloads. We need to be in those numbers.
I need to find out what happened to, them trying to stop post convictions and all that kind of stuff. Anybody heard about anything on that bill since 2020?
I'm not sure, but here's the other thing that we need to do. And maybe that's an episode, potentially coming. Understanding how to prepare ourselves for Annapolis, because one of the things that we can do is, as you find out whoever the committee chairperson is of that particular issue, whether it's criminal justice, whether it's housing, whether it's health, whatever, public safety, whatever the situation may be, and you go to that chairperson, and if it's not something that's already in legislation, you work with that chairperson to try to put together a piece of legislation to benefit our community. You got to remember, too many times these laws are being written by other people for us. So if you don't understand us, it's like a doctor asking it's like a doctor never asking a patient what's wrong with you. But when you come into the office, I'm quick to write you a prescription. I'm quick to write something that's gonna change the dynamics of how you operate. And that's
Jason,
what happens.
I got a question for you. I got a question for Donna and Deron. People keep asking me, Yolanda, why don't you run for city council? And I know why I won't run for city council. But anybody knows the main job of what a city council person does?
Not take calls. Not respond to meetings.
Yeah. Not return emails. Not return emails.
Stick together no matter if you right or wrong. Or
not return emails.
Yeah, their main job is legislation.
Vote in favor for your pension.
To ignore the constituents.
Right.
I just told you what their main job is. Their main
to line their pockets.
Right.
Do dirty back door dealing.
Donna, Jason.
Right. Am I at least on the? Am I wrong?
I think you hitting out the park. I mean, I thought you hit a home run.
I think their main job was.
No, I'm saying, the mayor's job is to run the city. City council's job is to do legislation. Mm-hmm. That's why I do not want. If that's the case, I might as well run for a delegate seat or a Congress seat or something like that. That's not the role that I want. My job is out in the streets. So
you said the mayor's job is to run the city, but he's running it completely into the ground and completely into the shorelines.
Yeah, but look, he came from city council. Like, he know, like, we already know he's a part of the problem. Like, anybody that's sat and been amongst that same crowd and you're still not able to change nothing.
This is Baltimore's son. And you have in the area where he claims to, lay his crown from, his crown is from Park Heights. and right now you have a turf
And
war,
look at Park Heights
an
right
all
now.
out gang battle going on right now in the Park Heights community with easily close to a dozen people shot and killed over the last 7 days.
Mm. Mm-mm.
I mean,
Yeah, we're
I bet he
talking
want to
about,
move his hood.
yeah, we're talking about shootings, and it kills me how they use data to manipulate, a lot of things like, shootings and homicides. A shooting is nothing but a failed homicide. So, you don't get kudos for having a failed homicide. You have angry people because there's no organization that go out here and put their hands on the shooting victims. These people are victimized they're traumatized for the rest of their life, especially
yeah.
especially if they've been shot as a child. Do
But
we
Yeah.
not
people are missing from
understand?
that list too, Yolanda, because like even with Moorhead, they took him off the homicide list.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that was actually considered a
I know, but that's
justifiable.
still a homicide.
Right.
Like,
And we'd like to share something with y'all family. We've had officers that have told us that they were disturbed by Tyree Moorhead's death. That should have never happened. That they are really upset at this rookie officer, less than 3 years as an officer for transit, for Maryland Transit Authority, and only 3 months on the street here in Baltimore City. Several officers had engaged Tyree that day, and he had a knife in his hand, and he was still having a mental episode. And none of those officers that showed up on the scene earlier shot and killed our brother Tyree.
Jason, but think about the training that they've televised them to get. So you got the old white woman to come out, they don't shoot. You got the old white man to come out, they don't shoot. You got the little white kid to come out, they don't shoot. You got the black man to come out, bam, bam, bam. You got the little black lady, bam, bam. Oh, excuse me, my bad, bam.
Yeah,
because
it's because black lives.
They've been
Right,
taught that no
and black
matter
lives are not valued, regardless of the fact that we talk
at
about
all.
Black Lives Matter.
Because
Black lives don't matter.
Women, no, Jason,
Right.
we're not for him, and they
Right.
don't respect us as being, we're free slaves.
Yeah.
That's
Family,
Sit right there.
We got
family,
free
family,
we
real
gotta
quick.
wrap up.
Yeah, everybody go through real quick. Give out your social media. Your closing real quick. Yolanda,
No, you start with Deron. I'll go.
Deron.
Man, follow me on Instagram, HillFam POE. Have a safe and blessed day. Stay dangerous. Keep your head on the swivel. That's it.
You just lost me through that whole thing.
Why?
The head on the swivel part is
It's
that's
like murder to me.
Donna.
Okay,
You got
I
to.
like to
You
give
got
a shout out and put out my page. My page is God. Meet me at the top of the mountain.
Yeah, you know me.
On God.
Repping God. Yeah, you know me. Yolanda.
Well, I want to give a shout out to this person right here. Don't that look just like Jason?
Now somebody said good show. I can't see what you're showing. What is that? They're like some little white boy.
No,
I'm not sure what she's showing. Oh, Santa Claus.
Santa Claus?
Look at Jason Beard and look at him.
Look.
No. Mm-mm.
That's all I see with Jason started.
You just ruined it. It's 7 o'clock. Go
Family,
ahead, Jason.
we gotta go. Family, if you want to find me, I'm on Facebook, Product of the Environment. I'm also on Instagram, True Da Life. That's DALIFE, True Da Life. And until next week, family, go out there and do something special for someone other than yourselves. Y'all be blessed.
And that's my Facebook name right there, Yolanda Yoshi's World Pulling.
Yep. If you want to find her on Instagram, or you want to find her on Facebook as well. Love y'all, family. We will see y'all next week. Same time, same bat channel.
Good night.
Night.